In the Gospel of Luke, we find a compelling narrative where Jesus rebukes his disciples, James and John, for their desire to call down fire from heaven as a form of retribution. This unfolds as Jesus and his disciples are journeying towards Jerusalem and need to pass through a Samaritan village. Upon being refused hospitality by the villagers, James and John, also known as the Sons of Thunder, propose a dramatic and vengeful response. James and John ask Jesus, "Lord, do you want us to call fire down from heaven to destroy them?" Luke 9 verse 54. Their suggestion echoes the actions of the prophet Elijah, who, in the Old Testament, called down fire from heaven. This shows their passion but also highlights their misunderstanding of Jesus' mission and teachings. Though the Bible does not detail the exact words of Jesus' rebuke, his response is significant. It underscores his message of love, mercy, and forgiveness, rather than vengeance and destruction. Jesus' mission is centered on bringing salvation and peace, not enforcing authority through violence or coercion. By rebuking James and John, Jesus emphasizes the need for compassion and patience, even towards those who are not welcoming or understanding of his message. Throughout his teachings, Jesus consistently emphasizes love and forgiveness. This incident serves as a lesson that his followers are called to respond to rejection and hostility with love and understanding, rather than anger or retribution. The rebuke also serves as a critical teaching moment for the disciples. It reinforces the idea that the kingdom of God is not advanced through force or retaliation but through humility, service, and the transformative power of God. If everyone approached situations with a mindset of vengeance, it would lead to an unsustainable and self-destructive environment. Potential outcomes of a vengeful mindset would likely lead to a continuous cycle of retaliation. A focus on vengeance would undermine compassion and empathy, core tenets of Jesus' teachings. The pursuit of vengeance over forgiveness could disrupt societal harmony. A vengeful mindset contradicts the principles of love and forgiveness. Embracing vengeance could hinder spiritual growth, emphasizing earthly justice over spiritual maturity. A vengeful mindset would obstruct Jesus' vision of a realm characterized by love, peace, and justice. While Jesus' teachings emphasize love, forgiveness, and non-retaliation, they do not suggest that believers should be passive or allow themselves to be mistreated. It's important for followers of Jesus to understand when to forgive and when to take a stand for justice and righteousness. Understanding the balance. Forgiveness without compromise is crucial. Forgiveness is a personal choice that helps individuals let go of resentment and anger without accepting harmful behavior or compromising one's values. Jesus' example. Jesus demonstrated forgiveness while maintaining strength and integrity, such as when he confronted wrongdoing by overturning the tables of the money changers in the temple. When do we take a stand? Defending the oppressed. Believers are called to stand up for the marginalized and oppressed, aligning with Jesus' mission to bring about a just and compassionate society. Protecting personal boundaries. It's important to maintain personal boundaries to prevent exploitation and harm. Promoting justice and peace. While forgiveness is crucial, it should not come at the cost of justice. Believers are encouraged to seek peaceful resolutions and promote justice in alignment with Jesus' teachings. The role of wisdom and discernment is necessary. We must seek guidance. Believers can pray for wisdom and discernment to know when to take a stand. Engaging with a faith community can provide support and accountability. Applying principles of vengeance versus forgiveness in daily life. In our everyday lives, we often encounter situations where we must choose between vengeance and forgiveness. Here's some common examples and how we can apply these principles. Workplace conflict. Apply forgiveness to maintain a positive and productive work environment. Unfair treatment. Address issues constructively. Arguments with friends or family. Choose forgiveness to strengthen bonds. Betrayal or broken trust. Forgiveness can be a pathway to healing, with open communication about the issue. Social interactions such as road rage. Choose forgiveness and patience to prevent escalation and ensure safety. Negative online interactions. Apply forgiveness by ignoring inflammatory remarks or responding with kindness and empathy. Dealing with neighbors. Seek peaceful resolutions through communication and understanding. Real-life examples of vengeance versus forgiveness. Examples of vengeance. Family feuds. The Hatfield-McCoy feud illustrates the destruction caused by vengeance. Gang wars. Gang violence often stems from a cycle of retaliation. Political conflict. Historical conflicts such as ongoing wars demonstrate how vengeance can fuel hostility. Examples of forgiveness. An Amish community's response to tragedy. The Amish community demonstrated the power of forgiveness after a school shooting, and let's always remember the reason why we're here: Jesus on the cross. These examples highlight the stark differences between a life led by vengeance and one guided by forgiveness. While vengeance can lead to a cycle of retaliation and destruction, forgiveness opens the door to healing, reconciliation, and lasting peace. Jesus' encounter with the woman caught in adultery. In the Gospel of John, chapter 8, Jesus is faced with a situation involving judgment, vengeance, and forgiveness. A woman caught in adultery is brought before him by the scribes and Pharisees, intending to trap Jesus by asking for his judgment. The scribes and Pharisees challenge Jesus by saying, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. In the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. Now what do you say?" Jesus responds. Jesus writes on the ground, allowing the crowd to contemplate the situation. He challenges the accusers. "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." As the accusers leave, Jesus tells the woman, "Then neither do I condemn you. Go now and leave your life of sin." Lessons from the encounter. Balancing justice and mercy. Jesus upholds justice while choosing personal transformation over public condemnation. He urges individuals to recognize their own imperfections before judging others. Jesus emphasizes the possibility of redemption and the power of forgiveness in transforming lives. Jesus stands firm in the temple. In the Gospels, Jesus stands against corruption and exploitation in the temple in Jerusalem, known as the cleansing of the temple. Jesus finds people selling livestock and exchanging money in the temple, turning it into a marketplace. Jesus responded boldly, driving out the merchants, and overturns the tables, reflecting his commitment to the temple's sanctity. Declaration of purpose. He declares, "My house will be called a house of prayer," emphasizing the need to restore the temple's purpose. Restoration of order. Jesus denounces exploitation and restores the temple's integrity as a place of worship. Lessons from the incident. Standing against injustice. Jesus shows that standing firm is necessary to confront and correct injustice. Protecting sacredness. He highlights the importance of protecting sacred spaces for spiritual reflection. Balancing compassion and justice. Jesus exemplifies the need to take a stand when values of faith and morality are compromised. In summary, these accounts demonstrate Jesus' teachings on love, forgiveness, and when to take a stand, offering a profound example of his commitment to justice and righteousness. Applying Jesus' teachings in daily life. As we reflect on these powerful examples from Jesus' life and teachings, we are invited to apply these principles of love, forgiveness, and standing firm in our own daily decisions. Just as Jesus demonstrated, we can choose forgiveness over vengeance, seek justice with compassion, and stand up for what is right with kindness and integrity. Trust and patience. Trust in what the Lord will do, knowing that His plans are guided by love and righteousness. Embrace patience and faith, trusting that each step, no matter how small, is part of a greater journey that God has laid out for you. Striving one day at a time. Remember to take life one day at a time. Each day is a new opportunity to reflect Jesus' light through your actions and interactions. It's the small, consistent efforts that lead to meaningful change and growth. In a world often shadowed by conflict and misunderstanding, strive to be the light. Let your actions and words reflect Jesus' teachings, spreading hope, peace, and love wherever you go. In doing so, you not only enhance your own life but also light the way for others. Let us commit to these principles and be the light, trusting that through them, we can contribute to a world that embodies the values of the Kingdom of God.